Hello, Psych 101 students. So this is my third in a series of introductions. And in this video, I will be doing a short introduction to chapter 1. But first, I wanted to remind you that I provide what's called note-taking handouts, which look like this. So you can get this note-taking handout and print it off if you want to take notes while you watch the videos. So these are the exact slides I will be going over throughout the videos, and you get this nice space beside each slide to take notes. It is a good idea to take some notes while you watch the video lectures. I will be, expanding upon some points that are in the slides. I will be adding new information. I'll be giving examples. And so I would encourage you to make use of this note-taking handout. Let me go to the actual PowerPoint now. Here we go. And these PowerPoints are also available if you want it in an electronic format. So to introduce chapter 1, Psychology in Your Life, I'm going to read a little bit from the start of the chapter. I try not to do too much reading, but I think this is relevant. So Kelsey Raphael was a 17-year-old high school senior in Michigan, and she wasn't so lucky. One day, Kelsey was driving through town after school and decided to pass a slower vehicle in front of her. When she saw an oncoming vehicle in the passing lane, she misjudged the distance and crashed. Kelsey spoke her last words on her cell phone as she talked with her best friend, Stacy Howe. "Oh no, I'm going to crash," is what she said. If you like most people in the United States, you probably have talked on a cell phone when you were driving. In fact, this habit's so common that many of us never think twice about it. And that's exactly what Stacy Howe reported. She was driving behind Kelsey at the time of the accident. And this is what she said: "We use our phones all the time behind the wheel. We never thought anything would come of it," said Stacy. "Until it happens, you don't think it could happen." And this is kind of the gut feeling or intuition that many people have, that they can talk on a cell phone and still drive safely. I'm sure there's probably a number of you listening now that think, "Oh, I'm okay doing that, or I'm careful enough to do that." Uh, but should we really be relying on our intuition or our gut feeling for something that important, that that could possibly cost our lives? Well, this is where psychological science comes into play, and because scientific psychological research tells us very clearly that driving is impaired when people are talking on their cell phones. And it turns out that this result applies equally well to hands-free devices. In case you were thinking, well, as long as you're not holding the phone, then it's safe. It turns out it doesn't matter, because it's not the fact that you're tying up a hand with the phone. It's the fact that your attention is divided. It is an attention issue. And this is what we've learned through psychological scientific research. We've learned that you know that when your attention is distracted, it makes you more likely to be involved in an accident. Now, cell phones aren't the only thing that can distract your attention, but they're one of the most common preventable distractors. It's psychological research that is conducted to answer questions like this one. We learn about human behavior and human thinking through research. And this is what the course is about. In this chapter, we're going to talk about, well, actually, let me move ahead here. We're going to talk about why psychology is important in your life. We'll look at some key principles that guide psychology today. And then we'll talk about how you benefit from psychological research. And I'll talk about how some of the research is conducted, some of the different methods that we use. Because contrary to what some people think about psychology, it is a very scientific discipline. It is what you'll find in this course is it's not all about mental illness or therapy. We study every type of human behavior, and including things like driving behaviors. If it's a behavior that you engage in, it's probably been studied at some point by a psychologist. Anyways, in the next video, I will finally start into learning objective 1, and we will look at psychology as a science. Bye for now.